Alrighty, take two. Good morning, beautiful. I hope that this finds you well rested and ready to begin your day. This is your daily tarot and oracle, your daily insight on life and love for August 5th, 2022. Also being timeless, wherever you're catching in time, it might be relevant or just could be entertaining. I don't know. It's up to you. It's a general collective read, so never force these bad boys to fit your life. If it doesn't make sense, toss it. If you have questions about booking a private reading or any of the services I provide, at the beginning of the video and at the end of the video, there's all ways of contact. So, I don't know, reach out, definitely say hello. I promise you I'm not going to initiate conversation that's going to be a spammer. And yeah, do not give them your private information. So, let's see. We're going to kick this off with Rider-Waite. What I'm seeing right here is somebody who's really not sure where they're going to go, not sure which direction that they want to take, not very confident. I want to know why they're not confident. You think that this person would be more settled in themselves, but I feel like they're used to listening to everybody else around them, and more often than not, this leads to major losses in your life. I'm trying not to get the ring light and everything. That's why I'm looking over here to make sure what's up. Yeah, okay. So this is somebody who is seeing that not everything is black and white. There's a lot of gray areas that they kind of need to take into account. I see that this person can't analyze this enough. It doesn't feel like they're fully committed to any one path. They're a little bit in every direction, and I see this person just feeling lost. They're not a failure, but they need to understand that this loss is not going to come from them just marching along and hoping that things will finally click. It's not going to be the case. So, how can they make themselves more present? How can they start being very in control of their decisions moving forward? What do they even need to gain control over? Well, I see that since they are used to listening to everybody around them, we have what seems to be kind of giving up, surrender. They're not going to fight. I think that one of the reasons why they had been so adamant or so easy to listen to everybody is it was trying to avoid fight, confrontation, arguments. This feels like it's at some point it was fearsome. Now it just feels like, you know what, you're just kind of used to it. It'll be over eventually. It is what it is. We're going to get through it. It doesn't matter. They're going to do their thing, and if they fall flat on their face, then they'll know that I was right. Well, now it's, why did you let this happen? How could you do this? It's always an ability to blame you, which I find to be absolute bullcrap, and it's absolutely obnoxious. These particular people in your life are nothing but power hungry. They can't be wrong. They won't be wrong, and they will find any way to twist this on anyone else. And I feel like that's kind of what they did with you. So, what just fell? Oh, a pen. Major judgment time coming for these cards right now. In regard to the surrender, to not forcing yourself in this direction again, and just not engaging in the fighting, this is bringing about the end. It is an end of sorts. And I think it brings up that Semisonic song from the late 90s closing time. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. And that song has been playing a lot recently, mainly because I love music and I'm always playing music, and 90s was on tap yesterday, and Best Buy usually plays it when they're trying to get people out of the store. But anyway, I see that this is judgment time. And it's not only involving you. I do feel like this is involving the people who you would be trying to avoid an argument with, the people who, you know, have cognitive dissonance and they're able to just kind of BS their way around it and cast blame on everyone, they're kind of getting brought to the forefront right now. And I feel like this is going to be them dealing with a sense of an authority issue. Sorry, notification. So this kind of reminds me of if this was a sibling or a friend growing up, then this is somebody who would exclaim immediately, "I didn't do it," or they would cry their way to get out of a punishment or a reprimandation. And I see that something like this is going to be coming up for all you guys soon. But I don't feel like there's an exact trouble. I feel like whoever this bully was is being held accountable, and they can't talk their way out of it this time. I feel like since you stopped fighting with them, you stopped going along with them, you're not going to be included in whatever this judgment calls for. These people, not the ones who are going to be holding your whoever this is accountable, the people who are going to be held accountable, everything about them has a hidden cost. Everything about them is by selfish means of what they can get out of it. And I like selfishness for everybody in the small doses, the selfish, to know the self. All of those things are incredibly wonderful. And I see that this is something where it's going to be uncovered that this person fed their nerves, their anxieties, their feelings of powerlessness, their feelings of inadequacy, all of their trumping issues. You hear the alarm or the siren in the back. Pull over. What was I saying? A lot of their need to control, dominate, and direct everybody was because they felt utterly powerless. And since you're somebody who's seen as an equal to them, they had the equal say, the equal power, but they weren't going to be told what to do. They were not going to be controlled. They needed some essence of power, and this person is just a bully by means of fear. And there is nothing that you could do to try and empathize with them to win them over. And I see somebody coming in who's very aggravated with this person who's been on a power trip. And I see that they're taking back whatever asset or resource was given to this person. They're taking it back, and this might be redistributed in a much more balanced way towards somebody else, and perhaps even you. This could be a time of not only releasing and freedom, it's also to see the consequence of people's actions. I feel like you have been in your integrity, and while other people haven't been, and this is fortunately going to have justice for you. Major lessons were lived through in this. I know that you've been angry. I know that you've tried to mask that anger. I know you've tried to keep a poker face and just get through everything. Now I actually see that in being validated by seeing the consequence of other people's actions, you're actually going to have a major sense of calm. I think one of your hang-ups is the idea that everybody gets away with their bull crap and you don't do the wrong thing, or you're not doing something lacking integrity, and for some reason it hasn't worked out for you. Where people have been lacking integrity, you can pretty much guarantee big karmic lesson is going to be displayed to you to reinforce why you should actually stay in integrity, stay in honesty, stay in truth. Don't be the punk, you know what I'm saying? So this, it feels really good. And I also see through kind of reviewing your personal history of action, it's gonna not only balance this new scale that seems to be coming in, it seems to give you a running start on recognizing patterns and cutting through, I guess, whatever thread has tied you to certain people or to certain outcome. I also see this as cutting through that thread to those who were kind of on a power trip with you, who really should be seen as an equal. Now, the reason why I have to say this, and then I have to say the disclaimer, is, you know, we have, you know, our peer group, we have our generation peer group, we have our siblings, if you have siblings, we have our friends, if you have friends, we have our colleagues, we have our family, whether it's blood or makeshift, we have our peers in those levels. Then we have our elders. Then we have our elders and authority figures. We have all these separated groups of people, but then these are just assumed powers that they have. It's not like a magical power. It's almost like an entitled power, and it's incredibly stupid. I have this idea that, you know, hey, we're all equal. Not necessarily kumbaya, but mess around and find out. Don't do unto others as you wouldn't have done unto yourself. Follow the flippin' golden rule on this. So I see that whoever has been dealing with power hungry struggles with you is going to be knocked back down a peg because they've been flying a little too uppity and high, and not in the right way either. I want you to have an ego. I want you to be full of yourself sometimes, but I really, it's not a point of over arrogance. So in cutting these people away, you gotta know that they want to keep this suspicious eye on you. They're looking at you, seeing, you know, not only the frustration that that you are not getting the same punishment when they weren't even treating you the same in the first place. You're not getting the same recommendations when you weren't even being seen as the same in the first place. I see that not everybody is going to be your cheerleader on this, especially the people who have been cut away in this, that you, I think, actively have cut away. Enjoy the smear campaign. It'll die down. This is just somebody having a tantrum. Yeah. But I also see that you're going to be developing an even greater reputation, which I can get behind with you. I see that people are looking back at you fondly, whether it's who you would consider to be a new peer or somebody who you would consider to be an heir of an authority figure in your life. And again, besides the fact that we are all equal, I got it. This feels, it's keeping you humble, but I also see that this is something that where you can speak out and it can be healing. It can be very well received. And I also see that there are some people around you who are held with discipline and some who are held with security. So people are going to be admiring you for very different reasons, and all of which kind of go back to this core concept of you being not only in your integrity, but kind of inspirational in this sense. I enjoy this. I love this for you. I also see that you're somebody who's giving a grand display of kindness, humanitarianism, humanity, not even humility. Well, I already know that's going to be part of it, but your movements forward have a very unifying energy to it. And I'm enjoying this, and other people are enjoying it. Some are, again, are not your biggest cheerleaders. They're looking to see, you know, what's the catch with you? Well, I think it's because you don't give a what. You don't give a flying fig Newton. There we go. We can have replacement swear words. So much fun. I'm aging myself. Back in the early 90s, late 80s, there was this movie called Love Potion #9. And Tate Donovan, and Sandra Bullock, they were the main characters in this. Tate Donovan is whispering in, because he's like this nerd in the movie. He takes this potion, love potion, and he whispers Farfignugan in somebody's ear. Apparently that was the hottest thing. So I almost wanted to say Farfignugan, but doesn't give a flying fig Newton. Can I get away with that? Is this good? Like, is that, you know, how we're gonna roll things? I see that there's gonna be some sort of new opportunity that not only are you gonna be knocking with it, it's gonna be knocking for you. And it does seem to be coming out of very unexpected circumstances. It is gonna be coming out of nowhere, but this isn't something that would classically come from where it comes from. This, I think, has been held on reserve for a while. And I think that this has been forgotten about. And there's something about you that I really love. Your confidence, your discipline, your follow through, your actions, all of this is landing you this knocked on opportunity. And I do feel like there is somebody who is connected to somebody that you know. So this is like, I know a guy who knows a guy. I feel like this is going to be something that is coming in for you by that kind of way of connection. And I also see a new connection coming in with this new peer. And again, it's like this, I know a guy who knows a guy. You're going to become friends with the guy who knows a guy who knows a guy. You know what I'm saying? It's so convoluted. But also, I think that you really walk with purpose in this. I think that you have finally been given this granted energy of not only being a leader in this, you're being somebody who's very charismatic. And I think that this is because you know what it's like to be not taken seriously, to be on what the perceived bottom is. And you know what it's like to have people walk all over you. You're not that person who's gonna put people in a position that you never wanted to be in yourself. It's almost like you're the Mercutio of this newfound opportunity. You talk between the tribes, everybody knows you, everybody kind of gets along with you. And it's not that you have to be an introvert or extrovert. This is all about ability of actions, and this is opening up new doors. But I also see whoever the heck was reprimanded, they ain't having it. I'm seeing that they are salty over this. I'm seeing that this is somebody who is going to try and be very manipulative and conniving, and they're going to be very backhanded with you. It's not what you did. This is all about them losing what position they thought that they had for others, and they lost the fight. They lost whatever fight they thought that everybody else was involved in. Turns out nobody else was involved in it, and it's absolutely obnoxious. They're being silenced, they're being told to shut up, they're getting into this place where opportunities are slamming shut in their face, they're getting lazy, they're getting messy, they're getting mad, and they're blaming everybody. But what's awesome about this is nobody's listening to that garbage anymore. This is the throes of somebody having another tantrum and nobody giving them the attention that they're trying to get out of it. You know, if you're a parent and you have your wonderful, beautiful child who's, you know, who walks on water, who's this big angelic presence, and lo and behold, sometimes they remember that they're human and they're having a tantrum. They throw themselves on the ground, they're kicking and screaming and, you know, clenching their fists and hitting the ground and screaming as loud as they can for, I don't know, maybe you didn't cut their carrots correctly and you're not giving them the attention, so they're going to make it louder, they're going to make it louder, they're going to make it more intense. Crocodile tears. Eventually they're going to tire themselves out, and then they're going to go sit down and watch cartoons. This is kind of what I see this person doing. I see that there is healing going on, and I do see that there's protection all around you, and that you are going to be moving on to calmer waters with this person, going to go watch cartoons. Again, they're going to tucker themselves out. And I see that there's nothing that is going to rock the boat on here. The person who's directing the boat, who put the swords in such a way that nothing gets to you in the boat, or nothing gets to you and what matters to you in the boat, they're gonna bop whatever tries to blindside you with this stick. This directs them in the water. They are directing you to calmer waters. They are guiding you. They are protecting you. And they're protecting also what is near and dear to your heart. I find this absolutely beautiful. Yes, you're coming out of rocky times. Yes, it's still rocky, even though it's pleasant because you're getting a reputation that that goes well beyond yourself. People are really liking you. People are really wanting to work with you. And honestly, life is getting a lot smoother. This is to reassure you that not only is anything going to come at you from whatever it is that you're going into, nothing is going to blindside you or anything that you care about. All of you and all of this is moving on to something that is going to be soothing. And even if you can't see what is protecting you, you need to know that Spirit has your back and that you are going to be guided to land safely. You're going to be guided to something new that is going to be healing. And I do feel like this is about resources. I think this is about opportunity. And I think that this is about stability for you. And not only just for you, for those that you love as well. So the Hangman is guiding you to new lands. This is somebody who sees how you were stuck, was stuck in themselves. And they're going to be guiding you. So this is really beautiful. I can't wait to see what you do with this. I can't wait to see whoever it is having a tantrum, because it's going to be a show. But they'll get tuckered out and then they'll go. It'll be fine. But that's been the Daily Tarot and Oracle. And Daily Tarot and Oracle, daily insight on life and love for August 5th, 2022. Again, timeless. Wherever you're catching it in time, it might be relevant. If you want to book a reading or any of the sessions, reach out. It's in the description. It's at the end of the video and it's at the beginning of the video. I am going to have the mini reads attached, so check those out. It's not on every, well, it is on every channel, but I usually post them to TikTok, but I put them on here now, and it's a thing. So enjoy it, and until next time, stay safe, have fun, and know that you're greatly loved and appreciated. Bye for now. Okay, so it looks like somebody who couldn't get their act together, who was a giant mess, who had a really hard time, you know, I guess growing up in their own right. I'm not even talking like being mature, the anti, all that. You know, you do you, boo. It's not about that. But somebody who couldn't seem to quite make a move in their life was lacking direction. I actually see them ready. I see them ready to make a decision. I see them ready to start making, I guess, a path for themselves. So this may be you. This might be somebody that you've been dealing with who I think that you probably either wanted to give up on, lose hope with, all that. They're getting their act together. I really see this. Nothing has been going the way that they want to. Nothing has been happening for them. And I really do feel like they blamed a lot of people for whatever shortcomings in their life. I see that they're starting to get a stone cold sober view of reality. They're starting to take ownership for whatever has happened for themselves, and whatever they had thrown the blame onto anyone else. I see that they actually see where their fault is in this. So this is super cool. It is something that gets on their nerves and is getting them anxious because they're realizing a lot about themselves that probably wasn't so favorable and why people couldn't take them serious. I see that they're moving through whatever that is, whether you want to call it shame or just annoyance, whatever the case. I see that they're really getting themselves together. There's some sort of major celebration that is going to be coming into play, and I think that this is going to be involving them and really showing how they're ready to change. They've made some major decisions in life. Again, this could be you. Maybe you're ready for everything to come together now. Maybe you're ready for your life to start. Maybe you're ready to, you know, stop being angry over what has happened in your life. This is beautiful. This is everything being tied up with this beautiful bow. Life is really giving you a gift right now. And I think that you're the person who sought it out, who bought it, who wrapped it up, who put it under whatever, the tree, the menorah, the just whatever. And now it's time to open the gift, and you surprise yourself with what you can do when you actually put your mind to it. And I think that whatever the motivation is, I see that it's been slowly building in time. So this went from a down low and lowly time, and slowly and surely building up to what seems to be an unbreakable foundation and ability. You just don't want to feel stuck anymore, and you're not going to be stuck anymore. So get ready for a major celebration. This is underway for you, and I really do feel like you're going to create some magic. So this is what I'm looking at. All right, well, it looks like, yes, you're changing directions, but with it, you can't take your old gunk now, can you? I think that this is something that's been internalized with you. I see the energy works is showing up. You need to clear your entire energy field. I don't think that you do this regularly. I don't think that you cleanse, well, you shower, bathe, whatever, I don't care. I'm not talking about that. I don't think that you spiritually cleanse yourself or keep yourself in check regularly. I also see that a lot of what you have been holding on to that you haven't cleansed yourself of, Spirit is trying to like chip all the way through that and give you some guidance on where to go. I feel like life has been incredibly heavy for you recently, and I also feel like, let's see, what else do I want to see in this? That you are kind of like a newborn, and I keep seeing this baby in this cradle. No, I don't think that you're pregnant. I'm not saying that you're pregnant. There's something more that is being seen in this. You are actually being reborn in all of this. It's like you weren't ready and something was about to deliver you, and it delivered you into a place that you never thought that you could be. And I think that what I'm seeing in this is you were kind of almost energetically encapsulated. There was a lot that you had to stay away from that was kept away from you until you actually was able to break out of that sense of being encapsulated. This felt like a lot of pressure. I feel like that's what you're feeling right now. But also, where you're going to take this when you break out, when you feel that pressure, whatever that divine inspiration is, that is the answer to your prayers. And it's not always going to make sense at first. You can move forward. You are actually moving forward in a very unexpected way. Again, I don't think that you're fully there with the idea that you could do this and fall in love with your life again in a new sense. There is such a new way for you to have, I'm not even talking a romantic happiness in this. I'm talking like a soulfulness, a purposefulness in this. It's very interesting. You're really taking on a new challenge that I think that you're going to be amazing and thrive in. So I hope this made sense. It's a new happiness, and you're free to move about it now. Apparently you can't do the amazing work that you want to do, stay balanced and keep your head on straight and stay in your integrity if you're surrounded by impossible situations and impossible people. How can you check yourself with this? I know that you can't just dodge everybody. So I guess the general thought behind this is, how are you going to protect your energy field? How are you going to not let people have the most access to you? How are you going to be able to disassociate from toxic people, stressful situations? How are you going to be able to hold your own in this? I want to draw another card from the deck. You need to take charge of your life, and you need to stop letting people bully you or manipulate you or guilt you into behaving a certain way. The crown chakra is pay attention to your ideas. They are divine guidance, sent in answers to your prayers, and the sacral chakras. All right. So you are here to be powerful. You are a powerful person. You cannot have a power struggle with other people. It's not you being a powerful person isn't about anyone knocking you down or knocking you down, and people get so confused by that. If somebody is trying to have that kind of a contest with you, I'm really trying to censor myself with focus on this. Stay away from them. You're somebody who's incredibly sensitive and powerful and doesn't need somebody else thinking that just because you're coming out on top means that they have to go out on the bottom. Not at all. You want other people to win too, and if they're not going to have the same mindset, then be gone with them. The sacral chakra here is talking about not disassociating through coping mechanisms that are addictive behaviors. This is going to be something that bogs you down, and I do feel like that is going to be a pressure that is going to be around you, whether it's through your peers or the environment. I don't want you to get caught in this tailspin, and I think that this is actually going to be a challenge for you right now. Not that you're going to throw yourself into it, but it's going to be, I guess, testing the intensity with you. So you might have to actually change the physical scene and get away from certain people who constantly are opening access to ways to disassociate. You going through this stone cold up front with everything is going to be the biggest breakthrough for yourself. So more power to you, and just because you're winning doesn't mean that somebody else is losing, and I think that you need to teach some people that lesson. Okay, so this is not for people who are in abusive relationships, toxic relationships, dangerous situations. I'm not encouraging that. Also, this is not for people you are not talking to or that you are not allowed to talk to. Yes, that is a disclaimer that I do feel that I need to give based off of something that has happened in the past. So I just want to put that out there. If any of those situations don't apply to you, then this reading actually might be for you. And I want you to stay and listen. If it doesn't make sense, then discard it or laugh at it. This is totally your call. What I'm seeing in here is a commitment that is underway for you, and it is going to be something that is very fulfilling for you. I feel like this is something that is already occurring in your life that you've been contemplating about, or something that you need to allow yourself the ability to have. And I mean that you do need to let go of your past. You did lose apparently something, or something got chased away, something is gone, and the past is over, and you have got to accept that. And it hurts, it sucks, not everything is easy with it, but I also see that you need to accept that the past is gone, and that if you have a hard time moving on from the past, then you need to forgive yourself for moving on, because the past, it's already let you go. It's already given you the ability to move on. And your problems and your hang-ups with not allowing yourself to deepen a commitment, it feels like you're letting something down, but you're not. So your situation and how you've changed, how you've transitioned, all of that has been deemed, acceptable, necessary even. And whatever you feel like you hurt, you need to know there's forgiveness there. Not only do you need to forgive yourself, whatever you had to walk away from or let go of, or that you know that you have to let go of, the forgiveness is already there and present. So I'm seeing this as there's nobody who's really at fault here. I don't see people living in the coulda, woulda, shouldas. It's over. And now you need to let yourself be happy. You need to let yourself get into something that is calling you. And you need to allow yourself to be happy. I do feel like this is very beautiful, but I also feel like there's a bittersweet and sorrowfulness in accepting that the past is over, and that you are forgiven, and that you can, will, and will continue to move on. There's a lot of love in this from everywhere. It's beautiful. The hard times are over for you. There are 2 paths or even more in front of you, and everything has ridiculous amount of potential. You're not going to struggle. Everything is going to change at a rapid pace. This is karmic balance, karmic justice, karmic everything. It is absolutely beautiful. It is such a gift to you. Your hard times are over. You're releasing the pain, you're releasing the sorrow, you're releasing the hurt, and you are actually fully committed in stepping into this life. It's beautiful. I know that you're afraid of screwing up or getting hurt or whatever the case, but this is just the beginning. And you know, every new beginning comes from some other beginnings, and something has come to an end in your life, and I think that you've been waiting a long time for this. So what I see is the end of struggle, the end of pain, the end of financial struggle, and I see major realignment happening. I see major opportunity. It's almost like it is too easy, which actually might have you hyper vigilant alert, but it's because you are learning to release the pain of everything that you had held on to, because I don't think that you knew who you were without your pain. And I think that you wear your battle scars, and you really should wear them proudly. It's not you repeating cycles and patterns. It's not you doing any of that. It's you actually bravely and wisely moving on to a new day. Everything that you have been through has given you strength, wisdom. It's given you unconditional love. It's given you the ability to know your power, to know what you are, what you truly are. So it's given you what you know that you don't want. So you've been able to discard that, and now you know what you actually do want to make your movements towards. So I gotta say, really, more power to you on this. I want to pull another card. I want to pull another card on this because it does feel like a rebirth. God, okay, so this was involving a setback. Like I said, it's almost too easy, and you create a setback for yourself. Then we see the fulfillment, which I think is actually, this setback is launching you into the fulfillment with this, because you're like, wait, no, I can't ruin this. I can't let this go. This is just something that you know that you do want. It's beautiful. Amazing. Hope you enjoyed it. I know that you're afraid to start again, to live your life again. I know that you're afraid to allow yourself to be happy and to move on. I know that you're afraid of all of these things. It takes courage, and you have that courage. And I know that it's something where you have to just be real with where you have been. This is a deep contemplative time. I feel that you have been locked in for an extended period of time. And in fact, I would even call this a cocooning time. You've been through some very serious trauma in the recent years, or maybe this could actually just be your life story. Trauma upon trauma upon trauma upon trauma. I see that you're actually in the throes of an already started beginning. And now you need to open yourself up to it. You're ready, but you're so afraid of what it even means for you to be ready. So what is the reality of it? What is the reality of what you need to let go? What is the reality of what's happened to you? Do you think that this can happen in this chapter? Have you really let the past go? I know that you're afraid to try and let yourself live, but you need to do that now. The repeated past patterns are no longer going to be a thing in your life. You're not going to lose. You're not going to lose your happiness. You're not going to lose your efforts. You're not going to lose this. And you need to know that right now. It is absolutely scary. Anybody who's been through what you've been through would have been absolutely scared about this, and they would have shut it down before it started. But part of you kept even inching your way through this. Keep checking in on yourself. See, is this really happening? Are we still here? Are we still good? Are we still okay? Yeah, the answer is always yes. You don't give up now. You actually expand now. You blossom now. It's time for you to blossom. The sun's rays are on you. You are dying to shine, and you need to let this happen for you. It's absolutely beautiful. It's powerful, and it's repainting your entire world. You need to know that you're ready. And if you're afraid, you can do this afraid, but you also need to be aware that you have ended some very terrible cycles. I want you to take some time and be introspective, and it may be the smallest thing on the planet that would indicate when that closure was. It could have been you just standing in your kitchen. It could have been you going for a walk. It could have been you with just a passing thought saying, okay, here we are. It's time to move on. We're going to begin again. I think it was probably as small as that, but you already began again, and you're brave for doing so, and you're not going to lose this. What? Okay, apparently there's a car chase as soon as I began this. What the heck? Okay, I'm gonna add this in, by the way.